Good evening and welcome to Robert's Field, and it's 6:35 in the evening. It's 24 degrees still at the moment, so it's a warm and very humid evening. But yeah, popping up to Robert's Field. I always come up here, but usually quite late in the season when the Pyramidal Orchids. This is a great Pyramidal Orchid site if you like Pyramidal Orchids, but I always come up to see those, and then the other orchids, which is mostly Common Spotted, I've gone over really. So I made a note last year, come early, try and come early, come before the Pyramidals have turned up, just to see what the Common Spotted Orchids look like a little bit closer to their prime, and see if there's anything else lurking around here. So that's what we're here for, fingers crossed. We did once have a rhodochilla Common Spotted here, never been seen since. What else have we had? We've had bee orchids here. Might catch one of them today. There was talk of greater butterfly orchid here. In fact, I was given instructions for that several times in the past and couldn't find it. But you never know. So it can produce, but it's mostly Common Spotted we're looking for today. It's always traditionally been a good site for, plenty of pigmentation in the Common Spotted, plenty of bold colours rather than the more paler versions of the Common Spotted. They're always quite aggressively bold here, which is why I always think there's going to be a rhodochilla, and there was one once, but they're usually well marked creatures, as this one is. That's a clonker. That's a classic Robert's Field Common Spotted Orchid. I mean, absolute pigmentation overload, just stopping short of being in rhodochilla territory. Lovely bold markings. They're all tiddlers. The flower heads are only about 2 inches, 2.5 inches from bottom to top, but beautiful markings. You just got to get down. You just got to get down and hope you can get up again to see them at their best. It's nice. That's even nicer. That is a clonker. It's a big one as well. It's about 10 inches tall, this one. Unusual. Another very, very, very heavily marked Common Spotted. And another crazily marked, but rather wonderful orchid. I actually remember this this colour palette, this design, call it what you will, last year. There were several of them with this very distinctive bright white flower with this sort of rich purple heart to it, and not a lot else going on around it. We're probably going to find some more of these. I actually thought from a distance for a moment this was a partial rhodochilla, but it's not. But you can see how it's shuffling in that direction. That's a lovely tidy plant. Very good. Fantastic markings. Really, really good. I do like that one. A very spotty common spotted orchid. Makes a change, that's nice. There's some impressive numbers here. My plan to come a bit earlier seems to have worked well. Beauty. Couple of belters. Nice spotty version. And its neighbour going more with the lines and the spots. Clonker. That's a lovely, richly coloured common spotted orchid. Is it? You know what? That's very, very, very close to being a partial, at least, rhodochilla. I can't call it a rhodochilla. I'm pushing my luck here, but that is very, very close indeed to being a sort of partial rhodochilla where the patterns are really blurred into a blob. Not quite there, but boy is that close. And that's a cracker, whether it is or isn't a rhodochilla. When I grow up, I'm going to be a full-on rhodochilla. Lovely turnout. Really is as good as I've seen it here. I'm really pleased I've come early. There are a lot of common spotted here, and I'm absolutely loving going through these. They're not weak at all. They're powerfully marked, strongly marked. Great fun. And I know they're common spotted, and I know some people just look down on them, in which case you probably have turned this one off already, but I always consider the common spotted orchid as a hugely underrated orchid. I don't know whether it's the word common in the name, but they are stunning orchids. Yes, you're probably better off getting down to see them up close, but I think they're just so variable. You don't know what's coming up next. They can be so different, and I just think they're great fun. Put me in a field of common spotteds, and that's my happy place. And this is my happy place this evening. Absolutely superb. Wonderful. Nothing but a pair of eyes on that one. Keep it simple. Another brave effort at being a rhodochilla. It's getting there. Okay, so they're not proper rhodochillas, but really impressed with these. There's quite a few of them dotted around where the the pigmentation has sort of blended out. There are hardly lines anymore. It's like they've done it with a big marker pen. Very nice. That's just such a pretty, excuse my feminine side, I'm proud of that, but that's just such a pretty common spotted orchid, is it not? Really, really good. Not an orchid, obviously, but if you like your broom rapes, I think this is a knapweed broom rape, but I'm no expert. Horrible name for any flower. But if you like your knapweed broom rapes, come to Roberts Field, because there are loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. Every season. Right. Keep your eyes peeled. In the distance, centre of the screen, white. See it? Greater butterfly orchid. Glowing gloriously in the evening sun. The Roberts Field Greater Butterfly Orchid. This is the 3rd year running that I've had a tip off. It's here. I was always going to come this evening. Would I have found it without the tip off? Possibly. It's right next to the path. But I take my hat off to young Mitch, who gave me the tip off. It was here. As I say, I was coming anyway. He contacted me yesterday saying there is a Greater Butterfly Orchid here. You'll see it if you're near the path at the top, near the Common Spotted. Well, that's where I am. So yeah, it's great to see it at last. Good evening, Mr. Ant. Broom rapes by the bucket load. Right, going to head my way across the middle of the field, because if we're very lucky, might see a bee orchid. No bee orchids, it seems. I'm sure they're here. It's just a mighty big place. Needle and haystack and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure there's some. Not sure we're going to find any though. It's a lovely setting here with the evening sun. We could be up in Yorkshire somewhere. It's a nice place for an evening stroll. We've pretty much covered the main field now, so I'm fighting the temptation to carry straight on, have a quick look, and it'll only be a quick look, in the second field, which isn't as good, but it does have some orchids, probably more of the same, but I think I've seen a bee orchid in here before, so you never know. We'll give it 5-10 minutes, why not? There's a few common spotted in this field, but not so many. The grass is a lot longer and thicker. There's a few of them battling out where there's a trodden down patches, but not a patch on the main field. But thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm really pleased that I did come, and I think in future years I definitely will come back again around about this time of the year, of the season, because some of those common spotted are heading towards rhodochilla territory, and I'm pretty sure one's going to turn up in the years ahead. Sorry, we've had one before. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I love my common spotteds, and these are a cracking bunch. They may be small, but you got to get down, or if you're lazy, just watch my videos, because I'll get down and make them look bigger than they actually are. But they are brilliant, absolutely superb. And to get the Greater Butterfly Orchid at last as well, that's the sort of icing on the cake. So thank you to Mitchell for that one. And that's it. I'm going back home for a cup of tea now, but as I say, well worth the trip. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and thank you for coming along and joining me. There will be a lot of videos coming up next week. We're starting to get absolutely frantically busy with some of the biggest local sites still to come, so hopefully you'll join me when we kick off next week.